where you hold. You like each other, right?
Hot wings, baby. Do you have any?
Yeah, we got hot wings. Have some hot wings!
And some fries.
And some fries!
Too cute to be working here. Bad. They be tricking, they tell them girls.
I said you can have whatever you like. I said you can have whatever you like.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. What is the rarest, most precious, most hard to find naturally occurring element on Earth? Some may argue that it's some type of radioactive element on the corner of the periodic table, plutonium. Some may argue that it's platinum or gold or some type of precious metal, diamond perhaps. Some may argue that it's a long-chain hydrocarbon, some undiscovered form of fossil fuel that could power us into the future. And the answer to all of that is no, no, and no. In fact, the rarest element naturally occurring on Earth is bravery. In fact, it's a human element that you never see anymore. Nobody's brave at all. Everybody seems to be a coward. And that's why it's very rare when you see real bravery on display, like being a young black girl from Chicago wearing a MAGA hat, talking about the evils of the Democrat Party live on camera. And that's what you're seeing here in a really stunning video that, again, has gone crazy viral. 3 million views here off of this account. This account run by somebody who is truly brave in our modern era. So this young woman's name is Zakiya, and her husband, Chew Chew, have just left Chicago, where they regularly, proudly wore their MAGA hats. They've moved to Texas, and we thought it'd be interesting to talk to them about what real bravery is, and why did you wear your MAGA hats in Chicago? What happened next? Ladies and gentlemen, joining me now, Zakiya and Chew Chew. On with Zakiya and Chew Chew. Congratulations on your move to Texas. You made it. Free at last.
Yes.
Free at last.
Free at last.
It's wonderful to have you on. I've been watching from afar on X. I saw your post go viral. Your MAGA hat post, 3 million views. Congratulations. I've been seeing the MAGA hat content. I was like, these are really brave people to be doing this in Chicago. I'm actually very thankful that you guys got to Texas. I assume you're in Texas now, safe and sound?
Yes.
How's that move been? Good?
It was long for sure to do it in one drive, but it was smooth for the most part.
Yeah. Very scenic.
Yeah, for sure.
You drove from Chicago down to Texas. Did you have like a U-Haul? You had like
Yeah, we had a U-Haul. We towed the car on the back.
Got it. And people in Texas have been friendly? Been a good, warm welcome?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably warm. I'm sure it's probably warm down there weather-wise. But good.
It's feels like 100 right now, right?
102.
102.
But genuine, good, nice people. Have you had a Whataburger?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
One down the street from us.
Okay.
10 out of 10.
Okay. Donald Trump needs to go to Whataburger next. I mean, come on.
I know, right?
You hit up ChickfilA. We'll cover all that, but I'd like to sort of introduce the audience to you, and I'd like to show them sort of how I got to first know sort of your account and what you do. Is this viral video, again, 3 million views, why I left the Democratic Plantation. It's like you were recording this in Chicago. Yeah. You can see like the Chicago row house buildings like have this like look to them. This is a very brave thing to do in Chicago, and presumably one of Barack Obama's old neighborhoods. Like, what is it that inspired you to do this?
Well, I became aware of the Walkaway campaign.
Yeah.
Which was like an app where people were basically telling their stories of why they switched from Democrats to conservatives. And because I had a story, I was like, well, I might as well go ahead and record my experience and see what happens with it. Lo and behold, it went viral.
It blew up.
Yeah.
Can you 29,000 likes, 7,000 retweets, 3,000 comments. And the comments are extremely supportive. Like, you've gotten an enormous amount of love for this.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It's like it's not the evil racist movement that people make it out to be.
Not at all. They lie.
So I mean, I did want to kind of ask, like, you're both wearing MAGA hats around Chicago in these various photos. You can see both of you, like, this is a brave thing to do. I assume this is at the Chicago Six Flags, the Illinois Six Flags.
Yeah.
This is a very brave thing to do. What was the experience like? Like, did you get any hate? Did you get love? Like, what was it like wearing a MAGA hat in Chicago?
So when we went to Six Flags, we had a lot of people telling us they liked our hats. We also had a few people ask us if we were joking, if we were doing a prank, stuff like that. I mean, my mom was there with us, and she was just highly bothered by us wearing the hats there.
Yeah.
But you know, we were fine.
This is like this is like punk rock. This is like the
Yeah.
rebellious thing to do. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
And there's nothing lamer than being a Joe Biden voter. Like, I guess that's the one. Like, nobody wants to say they support Joe Biden, but
Nobody.
That's crazy.
yeah. But wait a second. So like, when you're at Six Flags, were there anybody who's coming up to you being like, that's awesome. Like, we support you. That's amazing.
We just had people telling us they liked our hats, but
Yeah,
nobody
give
like
thumbs up,
had
head
a-
nods and stuff.
real
Yeah.
conversation about it or anything.
And what about in the rest of Chicago? Because you'd wear your MAGA hats out. I mean, I followed you on social media. It looked like you wore your MAGA hats out pretty regularly.
Oh yeah, whenever we wanted to shoot content, we just decided, and we just kind of just wanted to feel like we weren't being held back from telling the truth, because
Yeah.
it was kind of like, initially for me, I was like kind of hesitant about wearing it because, you know, I didn't want any flack from people because I knew people would have a problem with it, but at the end of the day, I didn't care. So
Yeah, we wore it pretty often. Like we wore it to shoot content. We wore it kind of in the neighborhood, more so like we went to a family function I had. Wore it
yeah,
at Hyde Park, went downtown and wore it. You know, it immediately draws attention. And It
Immediately.
immediately draws conversation. Immediately, like stepping out the house. I like the hat, young fella. Just instantly, as soon as you leave out the door.
So people actually gave you love, even in downtown Chicago, for wearing a MAGA hat.
Yeah, they're
Oh.
very far few in between. But the average person would just rather not even touch it.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, most people just don't want the hassle, right? Because there's always going to be some unhinged lib somewhere who's going to come. You have no idea. They'll like cross the road, scream at you, spit
Yeah.
on you.
That reminds me, there was this old guy. We were downtown shooting content. This old guy asked me, like, "Oh, how are you supporting a man who has 87 indictments?" I was like, "Who cares? Like, why? That has nothing to do with me." And he was like, "Oh," I was like, "What about Hunter Biden?" He was, "Oh, Hunter Biden, should I lock you up for what your father did?" He grabbed me on the shoulder. "Should I lock you up for the crimes of your father?" I was like, "That's assuming." It was bold for you to assume that my father has committed a crime.
right.
It's just crazy. And then he looked at me and walked off. I'm like, this guy's crazy.
So people got upset, and maybe, and I last thing I would ever do is invite you. I've been a big fan of yours for a while. I don't want to ever accuse you of anything, but I do know of a story of some people in MAGA hats committing crimes in Chicago, and I do wonder, was it the two of you that stole Jesse's Subway sandwich?
No, you wouldn't catch me outside in negative 29-degree weather at all,
Right.
ever.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
What did you think? They had MAGA hats on and they attacked me and took my sandwich.
When we initially heard the story, this was back when we were Marxists. And we was empathizing with a black man, and that's really all it was. So how could they do something? But then now that we old and we know the ways of the world, we're like, there's no way in hell that you saw two MAGA hat wearing black folks in downtown Chicago with rope. Like, no, bro. Nothing
Sounds
about
crazy.
the story made sense. He said Chicago was MAGA country. That's the furthest thing from the truth.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Is Chicago MAGA country? I mean, you guys, are you from there? Were you raised in Chicago?
Yeah,
Yep,
born
born and raised.
And
Yep.
I was
So
born
is
in
it
Deep
MAGA
Blue.
country?
No.
No,
It's deep blue.
not at all. The furthest thing from Mac country.
They're so left they can't see right.
Yeah.
So as people who do wear MAGA hats in downtown Chicago, not anymore, but who did and did so proudly, like what would be your message to Jesse Smollett?
Stop lying. You're making us look bad.
Get a grip.
I do wonder, like, what is it that inspired you to do this? Because again, like, taking a step back, I don't care what state you're in. There's crazy people everywhere, and the MAGA hat's triggering. You know, people go nuts. And what is it that inspired you to be so brave in such a blue area to wear your MAGA hat?
Christ.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it was one thing to get red pill, and we were like, "Oh my goodness!" Then we got Christ pill. It was like, "Oh, it's levels to this stuff." Like they're mad about the hat on the surface, but really they're mad about what the hat represents. That's when you understand it's spiritual, and just knowing that, it's like you can't hurt me. You don't even know. You don't even know what you're doing. It's amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, Christ gave us the strength.
Can you unpack that for me? Because that's unbelievable. That's such a powerful answer. What is it about the hat that sort of speaks to your faith and speaks to your deeper relationship with Christ?
Well, it's, politics is downstream from culture, which is downstream from religion. So it's all intertwined in the sense that, they associated America with being racist, white supremacy, white people are bad. They stole people from Africa, all this stuff, what aren't really necessarily true. And they attached it all to Christianity. These were Christians that did it. These were Christians that abducted people. These were Christians that destroyed these towns, the white evangelical Christian. And, a lot of the white Christians are conservative. So when you attack conservatives, you're attacking the Christians as well. But it's really like on the surface, it's conservatives, but on the spiritual level, they're attacking the Christians.
And I think that you have to really be numb to not feel a heightened spiritual energy in the country right now.
You're dead.
Yes,
yeah, literally.
You would have to be Joe Biden. You'd have to be lobotomized. He looks like a formaldehyde kind of guy. And it's like but you can feel it. You can't. People who have any type of like sensitivity to this stuff is like people are getting Christ pilled all the time. Joe Rogan straight up said we need Jesus. He's like an atheist, and he's saying we need Jesus on the most powerful podcast in the world. Yeah. It's really remarkable. Tucker Carlson, a lot of people like having this spiritual awakening, Russell Brand, and speaking out against demonic forces. This is happening. Cat Williams is one of the people who's like come forward and like speaking out against demonic forces in our culture and evil in our culture. I really believe in that stuff. That's really fascinating.
The evil right now is so apparent. Like it's so evil to where how can you look at this and be like, I'm okay with this? There's no way a sane person can think that castrating kids is a good idea. There's no sane person.
No. Yep. I mean, it's absolutely on its face immoral. But again, in a sunken world, it is really like little acts of bravery inspire people. And it's really, it's really powerful. This is powerful. This was amazing. This had such a. Did you have any idea that this would go so viral?
No. Because I had already made like a longer version of this that I had on my YouTube channel that had like maybe 1,000 views. So I just thought that was it. But I pretty much redid it in a more condensed way, and it blew up. I had no clue. So when you do a video like this, and this is really fascinating and also really inspiring. When you do a video like this, it's an extension of your faith. It's an extension of your belief in Christ, and that's it's obviously deeper than any political party.
Yeah, for sure. You can see in the mirror back there that colorful poster is the 10 Commandments. In the mirror, it's a kid's version of the 10 Commandments. So when we had kids over, our siblings and stuff, you just kind of look at the wall. I bought one for my mom too. Yeah, this stuff is deep, man. It's deeper than the surface. Yeah.
Yes. And so that's why you can have such bravery and confidence, right?
Through absolutely.
Got to put on the whole armor.
That's right. It's great. I mean, I got to tell you, like it's something that I don't know, man. I live in a red state, and I don't even need you don't want the trouble half the time because there's crazy people everywhere. But then you see this stuff for ChickfilA, where it's like Donald Trump, he's the living, walking MAGA hat. Donald Trump goes and walks into ChickfilA and has like this.
Look at the way you hold. You like each other, right? I think that's very nice.
Look at, they're swooning over him.
Oh yeah.
This is in Fulton County. They just arrested Trump. Here's a photo. There's the mugshot.
We'll take some for ourselves, okay? Good. Thank you.
I don't care who you are. If Trump walks into your establishment, you're gonna be like, wow.
Yeah,
you're
you
gonna
gotta
be
geek
stuck.
over him.
It's Trump.
So you used to work at Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, I worked at Chick-fil-A for like a month.
Okay. but still, you said I used to work at Chick-fil-A. I would have passed out if Trump came in.
I would have. Oh my God. Why is Trump here?
This footage didn't shock you. This didn't surprise you when you saw this go viral.
No, I mean it did shock me because it's like, wow, he's actually in a Chick-fil-A. Like I thought he was in court or something, but
Entourage and stuff.
he's here. I would have loved to take a picture with him.
Have you ever gotten to meet Trump?
No.
Would you
hope I can one day.
Yeah. Would you, I mean, based on what we know of the president and making dreams come true, I have a feeling. Hopefully this interview goes viral, and then I have a feeling you guys will be next on stage at the MAGA rally.
We'll love that.
Yes.
Would you have this expression? This is the photo that got me. Look at the expression in their eye. Look at the expression. You can't fake this.
Yeah, you can't.
This is Trump ordering a bunch of milkshakes. So he's like, "Get me some milkshakes," and then look at the expression. Like these are young women who are like enamored. They're like so happy. You don't see anybody look like this when they meet Joe Biden. I guess that's my point, right? Like you've never seen nobody looks like this when they meet Joe Biden. And this is in a dark, very similar. I wanted to talk about this with you because it's very similar. Fulton County, Georgia. It's a dark blue county. It's a Democrat county. It's a place where Donald Trump got arrested. Donald Trump didn't get arrested in Chicago. He got arrested in Fulton County, Georgia. And here's what people look. Here's how people look at Trump when he walks into their Chick-fil-A. What is the media missing here about Donald Trump?
They're missing the organic relationship between the people and the politicians. That they didn't put the media in between the politicians and the people. So when you meet a politician in person, you're like, oh, he's actually a pretty down to earth guy. But if I would have known you from what the news says about you, you would hate him.
Yeah. Oh, he's racist.
Right.
Well, he's obviously not racist.
Yes. Expound on that though, because that's what everybody says. Everyone says he's racist, but nobody ever gives any examples. Like,
because there are none.
Yeah, all you got to do is ask somebody what he said that was racist or what he do that was racist.
What did Trump say that was racist?
Nobody has an answer.
They're gonna implode. They can't. What the latest one was. They said that when he was at the Black Conservative Convention or whatever, he said he was like, some people say that's why the black people like me, and they were mad because he said the black people. I was like, you can't win with these folks. That's racist. What do you want him to call them? Like, are they not the black people? Or would you rather just say black people?
Well, if they're voting for Donald Trump, that means they're white people. You ain't black. You see.
Right.
So, poof. Yeah, there you go. Right. So obviously none of these young ladies are black either, according to Joe Biden. No. Because they clearly like.
As soon as they smiled and showed them teeth, they white just instantly.
It really does. It makes you wonder. I mean, I hate playing this game, right? Because it's embarrassing how easy it is. But what kind of guy can tell you what race you are if you don't vote for him?
Racist.
Yeah, right. Like.
Massa,
right?
Yeah.
You gotta be, right?
Blackness is bought and sold by the Democrat Party. That's why he can say it. So when he said, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black," he was serious. Because to be black is to be Democrat.
And that permeates, though. Like you can see it in the numbers. It is eroding. Actually, Donald Trump's doing better than any Republican in your or my lifetime with black voters, and Joe Biden has lost at least 30% in the black vote. We'll see what it looks like on election day. So that idea is eroding. But why did it take hold so much? I mean, that was the thing that was so interesting, obviously, about your videos is in Chicago. There's a lot of black people in Chicago. A lot of people vote Democrat in Chicago. And I'm watching you walk around with a MAGA hat on going, wow, you better be careful, right?
Yeah. So the what we noticed, especially living in Chicago, the black folks that's voting red, they're doing it for communist reasons. Like they like Trump because of the stimulus check. They like Trump because he's discriminated against in the police force. Like stuff like that. That's not even really. It's not. It's like, okay, I get what you're saying, but it needs to be a spiritual change so you can really see what he represents for this country. So you don't just vote for the Republican president and then continue to vote Democrat in your local elections and stuff like that. Like it has to be deeper than just, oh, I don't like the immigrants here, so I'm going to vote for Trump. Like it's more to it than that.
Yes, there is absolutely a spiritual level to it. It is remarkable. You got, I see these posts. Posting some of the hate that you get. Nobody has shown me more hatred than black liberals. They take me escaping the plantation very personally, and you post some of the hate that you get. We were looking at some of that. We were like, we can't even put that up on the show. We won't be able to put those words up on the show, right? You got some real hate.
Oh yeah. They hate me. But I've been getting hate pretty much every day for like a year and a half straight at this point. It's just like a part of my day-to-day life. I'm like, okay, let me screenshot that.
What? I mean, do you get any hate from the right, or do you get just hate from the left?
I haven't received any hate from the right yet.
No, it hasn't been hate from the right. Maybe some disagreement.
Right. I mean, or skepticism. Sometimes they are skeptical. They're like, "Are you serious?" I'm dead serious. Like,
yeah, but no hate for sure.
Nah.
Yeah. Much more hate from the left, though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And what do they do? Like they slide into your DMs, like death threats and stuff.
Yeah, they slide at DMs. We might join he was in a Twitter space for like 2 hours, just getting berated. Getting
beat up in a
it
Twitter
was
space.
Ridiculous.
Really?
Just a bunch of black people just calling him all types of slurs and
telling me you're not a real Christian. How are you a Christian and you vote for this and do that? I'm like, look, man.
And of course they're bringing me up too. I'm not even in this space.
Your wife. He was like, oh, I'm a gay man, so I know you hate me. I know you. I'm like, I don't know you, bro. Like they see that you're a conservative, and they just throw all these labels on you, and it's just like you don't even know me. I don't believe that about you. Like I love everybody. I don't hate anybody. So
they don't believe that though.
I can't imagine living like that because I don't hate or wish harm on anyone. But it's like if you stick your neck out here in this movement, it's like 20 death threats a day. And I just couldn't imagine living like that. And I don't, I think it's bad. I think it's a bad way to live. I think actually what you're doing is actually living out your Christian lives. You're moving down to what seems like a really nice place. I don't know if you're going to start a family or not, but you seem like a really happy couple. Yeah. That's living out your values, and you're following God's word, and you're doing what's best for your family. That's exactly that's the point, right, of life.
That is the exact point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think it's inspiring. I think it's neat that you're out there and you're living bravely, and I think it's I'm really glad you're in Texas. You're wasted on Chicago. Get out of there.
No.
We're done.
Texas has been like just seeing how Texas is, and like just the emphasis on like family and babies and stuff like that. It's just so different. Like they have not abortion billboards. They have adoption billboards. Like you have options. We'll take the baby. Or like they have a expected mother parking spot. I've never seen
that before. The back of the buses.
They have stuff about kids. Every other restaurant has a playhouse inside the restaurant. They got rid of all of those in Chicago. I haven't seen one since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that, it's like, wow, they really hate kids here.
Wow.
Like the Chicago Teachers Union, they're striking. They don't care about the kids. They care about getting paid. It's just like when you really look at the fruits of what's going on, these people really hate children.
Yes. Yep. A culture that doesn't defend life and doesn't protect life is a culture that has been succumbed to evil. Absolutely. It's anti-human, and it's it's anti-human, it's anti-life. But you guys are in a better spot. I gotta ask you one more question. Say Trump team follow our channels and say they see this, get a chance to meet Trump. What do you tell them?
Come see us.
Right.
We need to talk to you.
Right. We got a lot to talk
We got
about.
a fellowship. It's a lot we got to talk about because it's a lot that I feel like his campaign is missing. You know, it's nothing personal with the people that he's bringing up and talking to. But again, like I said, a lot of the folks' reasoning for the black folks' reason for voting for him are communist reasons. So we got to kind of fine tune that. And it's like, look, let's not pander to the communists, whether they got a red hat on or not. You know, let's focus a little bit. But what do we know?
So if Donald Trump invites you to a rally, what do you tell him about? What do you tell him about wearing a MAGA hat, right? Because he's the guy who created it, right? And this is like something that's been quite interesting on your social feed. Is something that's really set you apart. What do you tell him about your decision to wear the MAGA hat?
We're just gonna say, like, we trying to be like you. We see that you being persecuted for standing on truth. We dealing with the same consequences. So
yeah, I understand.
I respect your bravery, and just keep doing what you're doing. Please don't stop ever. We know he won't.
That's so amazing. Yeah, that's so interesting. You're persecuted. We're persecuted. This is what Trump was saying in that speech to the black conservatives.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Like there is a rigged system, and they come for innocent people. Yeah. And we're victims of that system, and I'm here to like destroy that system with you. And it's a powerful message, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Powerful message. It's a powerful message having you on the program. This has been remarkable, amazing that you do this to live out your faith. That's so incredibly powerful. It's inspiring. Everybody needs to go follow. Can you say? Is it?
It's Locked In with Zaza.
Locked In with Zaza. All right,
Yes.
Locked In with Zaza. Is that the name of the channel as well?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Right here. Oh, good. We have one of the haters' messages up here as your cover images.
Yeah, of course.
Your husband brainwashed you.
Oh, my mom told me that.
Really? Yes. Did you get a cartoon? This is cool.
No, that's actually from an MTV show called Daria. I put the hat on her.
Works great. It works great. Okay, and here we go. Here's Chew Chew right here. Fantastic. Everybody go and give this wonderful couple a follow. It's very rare to see like actual bravery in the modern world. Everyone's such a coward. It's amazing. Godspeed. God bless you in your new life in Texas. We're rooting for you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. See ya.
All right.
Bye.